Good morning, YouTubers. That's something I can't say very often because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. My name's John and welcome to Frickin' Jeep. I don't very often get out this early. This is before functional time. But as you can see, it's starting to snow and there's going to be a big, good bit of rain come in. And I got to get that metal put away, and I got to get this stuff over here put away that I neglected to do, and put these bolts in where they won't get rained on, because they're talking, oh, an inch plus of rain coming in. This thing here can handle it. Anyhow, I got to get that stuff all cleaned up, and I got to get the toolcat in a little bit, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. We'll walk down the boiler for the first thing in the morning. My red light isn't on yet. I put wood in the boiler at 10:30 last night, and it's, I don't know, it's around 10 o'clock. It might be 10:30, I don't know. We'll go ahead and look at the clock in here. I did a video yesterday of something that I don't like to do, or it's against my better judgment, and I'll give you a clue. There's my water mess that I deal with every day. Come out and, oh, you can see the sludge. See it? I guess you can see it. I'll deal with that later. This will keep it from overflowing. Look at that. Whoops, I keep looking someplace else. This is the it's weird stuff now. It's weird stuff. I'll put it over there in a pile. There's a whole pile. I'll get the rest of that out later. This will give you a clue on what I got to do, or what I did in yesterday's show. I'll put it on. Look at that, it's full. I got to get the forks off, and I think it's going to be so rainy and muddy that I'll leave them up here on high ground. The reason I got to get the forks off because I can't get the toolcat in the back. Anyway, the greenhouse stuff is working fine. I might look for an electrical box and try to finish that up today. I'm not sure. It's going to be a little jabber, and I know some people don't like the jabber. Some people do like the jabber, but don't have anybody else to talk to but you guys. My wife's out gallivanting around with her girlfriends, which is, I think it's great. She's really enjoying the retired life. I don't know if you can even see me here. We'll go out to the greenhouse where I guess I'll take a tripod because it's warmer in the greenhouse, and as long as it's snowing, I got a little bit of time. I didn't get the logs put away. The ground's real muddy, and I just don't feel like chewing it up any more than it's chewed up. It's got a, you see all this? This is, I guess, I don't know, it's where the ground heaved from the moisture. There's a ton of moisture in it, and the ground is heaving everywhere. I don't know what the temperature is in here. Like I say, I keep the heat set really low. Doesn't feel too bad in here. There's my switch. That's all the further I've got. Well, I'll unplug the radio because somebody doesn't like infringements or something. I don't know what they call that. Copyright infringements. And a mouse. I haven't checked all the mouse traps lately. I saw a couple, I think, yesterday that were snapped without mice in them. I don't know what the count is. Anyhow, what I gotta tell you, I got a lot going on, but not nothing that you really. The camera's too. Undo this. There's my seat. That should put me on the seat. Let's see where it looks like it's at. Well, I'm not gonna be on the seat. I'm gonna switch and put the seat on. It's more comfortable. Put this tripod up there. Bring my seat here. It talked to you a little bit, kind of like Chris did. If you like looking at different things and interesting views on stuff, Chris up in the wood yard, very smart guy, very good YouTuber. He's probably the most energetic guy on YouTube. You should go up and check him out. It's worth the look at. And today's video was good. He was kind of getting hammered by jabbering. I've been hammered a couple times on jabbering, but that's, you know, that's. I watch the jabber and pick people's brains on what they're talking more than I do on watching what they're doing. I'm kind of setting my ways on what I'm doing. But anyhow, I've been looking again at solar. And the gentleman came out with a program a couple days ago, and then he came back yesterday. He happened to be in the area. I said, you know, I'm not in any hurry. Don't make a special trip. And he happened to be just 5 miles up the road with something else. And he said, you know, call me up. Can I stop in? I said, sure. You know, you're welcome to come in, whether you're selling me solar or whether you're not selling. He's just an awfully nice person. And he's come up with the best program. I've been looking at him for several years. And now the program that I had kind of liked, this one's better. Right in the same ballpark on price. But here's what the clincher is. You're talking, for me to put solar in here and drive the whole house, pretty much basically on solar, would cost me less than it cost me for that toolcat out there, to give you an idea. Okay, the toolcat was right expensive, but I didn't look at that as a, I don't know what you call it. I looked at it as a tool more than a to try to save me money. I wasn't looking at it. It's a tool. It's like a tractor. You don't really plan on making money with a tractor. You plan on using it to maybe make money. So it's a different thing. The orange Kubota, it's getting tired. It's having some issues, which if the weather was warmer, I might work on a little bit more, but I'm not working on it. So anyhow, so I'm looking into solar. So one of the things that baffles me, and one of the things that kind of upsets me, there's a lot of things going on. One thing is you get a 30% federal, I think it's a federal rebate on your taxes for that. Okay, so let's say this system costs, say, I'm trying to think an even number. Let's go 100,000. It's not 100,000. Okay, if you get 30% off your tax things, that means you're going to get $30,000 you won't have to pay in taxes, theoretically. That's if you qualify. But the problem is now I have to go to the tax people and see how much I qualify for. Because the toolcat was so costly, okay, that's a write-off. Okay, just, I don't have, you know. So that gets spread out, I think, over 5 years. So I might not be able to recoup that 30. It's not something like, okay, you put solar in and boom, you're going to get that much money back. That isn't how it works. They're not going to give you anybody. They're just not going to charge you any money. And this is all, I don't know taxes, so this is all guessing how it works. I might not be eligible to get that 30%. You have to recoup that, I think, in a certain period of time. Maybe some people say 5 years, some people say 3 years, some people say it's only what you get the first year. I have to go to the tax people, which they're not that much knowledge. They're pretty good, but they don't have that much. The people that I talk to don't have that much knowledge on the solar tax deductions. So I got to look into that. Now there's also I think he said state or something, where you get another $7,500 back just flat out. As soon as you hook up, you get a check for that. Then another thing where you get, if you produce so much kilowatt hours, you get so much back, maybe a year or a month. I got to look into all these savings. So you got your top saving. You say you start out at 100,000, then you get the 30,000 off of the 30%. That brings you down to 70,000. Then you get the other 7,500. That's just something in the local area. Now you're down to, what is that, 60 some thousand. So it starts to whittle down pretty good, pretty quick. And I'm also looking at a big system with 2 big batteries, because the way I look at it, if the power goes out, my wife is not going to want to go get that generator out and hook it all up and do all that stuff to get electricity in the house. If you go get a system with a generator that's self-start and all that kind of nonsense, you're going to pay just about what it costs for one of these batteries. And one of these batteries, these batteries right now at the present time are part of that 30% discount. So if you pay, say, $20,000 for the batteries, okay, you can get the 30% off of that. Probably puts you in the range of having a generator hookup. But you still have to maintain that generator on a constantly basis. I mean, I start the generator up and So that's kind of a pain in the butt. Getting old, I don't feel like moving it around, and frankly, it's a 96, and you saw where I just put a few $100 into it. The batteries are warranted now. This particular battery that I'm looking at, or these batteries that I'm looking at, are guaranteed for 15 years. I'm still looking into the battery warranty. Is that a battery warranty that in 14 years, if it goes bad, do you get a free replacement, or do you get a prorated? In other words, if you're into a prorated, meaning you'll get charged for the years that you had it, then they'll put another battery in there, and then boom. But when you buy the next battery, if there's no incentive, you will not. If there's no incentive buys or kickbacks, or I don't know what you call those, you won't get it on that second battery. So, and that's why I said, well, maybe I'll just get one battery with this deal. And he says, to get these benefits in these programs, you got to get the 2 batteries to get the highest percentage, because the next one you won't get the percentage. Real nice salesman. He brings this point out, but it's also, he's bringing a point out because then he can sell another battery too. I realize that if you're gonna say that. The warranty issue, I'm still working on the warranty issue. So there's a lot of bugs that work out on this, but the biggest thing is that 30%, which 30% on 100,000, like I said, that's oh man, I looked out there and saw the pink flamingo. Anyhow, that 30%, that's $30,000 on 100. That's a serious amount of savings. Okay, and if I can't get that, then it might kind of blow the deal. We're looking at a ground mount out here. Good daylight. We don't want to put anything on the roof for several reasons. Number one, there is brand new now. I guess they're 3 years old. Roof we just put on there. We spent 25,000. I don't know what it was to have a whole new roof put on the house, and some gutters and all that kind of nonsense, and gutter guards and that. But we're also around a great deal of trees up there. You guys have seen the house in the background. So I want a ground mount. Another reason I want a ground mount is, the ease of working on it, if you have to work on it. Also, a friend of mine is a retired firefighter and high up in the fire, and he said there was a lot of issues with all that metal from solar panels on the roof creating a lightning magnet, so to speak. And I think that could be true. I mean, I know they're going to ground it, and so the lightning should theoretically follow the ground instead of going through your house, but a lightning hit is a lightning hit. I don't care. It's going to do some serious damage. And we have been hit 5 times with 100 feet of lightning to our house already. Okay, so we don't need to fine-tune it or focus it in. Anyhow, that's kind of what's going on today, and what I got that working in my brain. I need to bring the wood out here and sand the wood out here where I got heat and I got the radio and that kind of stuff, but on a gloomy day I just don't feel like doing nothing. I just sit in front of the confuser and watch people do work. I see some of these people splitting wood in the snow. You got to go up and watch Wally's Firewood, I think. I don't remember the names. I'm kind of senile. Wally's, he's just got the new all-wood splitter, so I don't think I have the fastest wood splitter on YouTube anymore. But I might have the fastest system on YouTube. But then Allentown Family Firewood, they have that hopper that you throw all the wood in and then brings it into you, which is good, which makes it 100 times faster. He'll tell you up there that's 100 times faster. And like I've always said in the past, the wood splitter is probably not where your hang-up is in splitting wood. Okay, you guys know that I've split wood excuse me, the way I split it all the time, and it takes me 20 minutes to a half hour to do a third of a cord, or a tote's a third of a cord. And so that's, for my age, I'm happy with that. And I don't run the splitter as fast as I could. And this is the same system I've been using for years and years and years. It's not a I don't know what that wood splitter costs, but I'm guessing it's probably above 20,000. Don't know. You'd have to go talk to Wally, and or Russ. he is a distributor for all wood. I like that a lot. Easton Maids are good. Wolf Ridge are good. Timberwolf Ridge. There's a lot of good wood splitters out there. But you don't always need the splitter that'll split 16 ways, because then you have 16 ways that you got to go get the wood. If it drops right into a conveyor, goes up and dumps, you're probably all right. Conveyor system doesn't particularly work for me, even though I'm still not ruling it out if I do this, 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 and this. And still thinking of ways to making it easier. It's the wood in and wood out and clean up, and how much scrap. You know, you got a 16-way wedge or you got a box wedge. If you look at them, they have so much trash underneath them. Can you afford that 10% loss in your wood when you're buying, say, a cord of wood off a log truck and you're throwing it through a box wedge? Then you're gonna lose 10% to scrap. You know, if you got $700 or $1,000, I think. I can't. Chris up in the wood yard, you know, he buys great big massive amount of wood. But I think around here, a relatively load of wood is running you about $100 a cord, $100 to $125 a cord on a truck. Okay, so if you got 10 cords, say it's $1,000, can you lose $100 right off the bat to trash? Single way wedge doesn't really make much trash at all. Anyhow, I just got a lot of crap going around in my head. I think I've probably bored you enough with what's going on. There ain't much outside that I'm doing, so if I do some sanding and move this stuff around, the wife was talking about coming out here and playing in the flowers, so I can't mess this up. So I guess I get that. My bench is over there. Anyhow, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. I'll put that other video from yesterday on, and that'll probably be about it for today. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the talk. If you have any input on solar, I'm interested in all your input in solar, because I'm just interested in it. That's just, the more information you have, the better off you are in making a decision. So we'll see you later. For now, bye-bye. Hi guys. Well, I gotta do it again. Or I did it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm gonna get some more of this pristine, nice wood. As you can see, these are no little pieces. They're big pieces, but the boiler loves them. Burns a long time on them. I did a moisture tester on it, and they're running right where you'd want them for the boiler. 1%. No, they're I don't remember what they're at, to be honest with you, but I know I tested them. Probably did it on a video, because I do a lot of that stuff. That's why I make videos, so you can see what I'm doing. Anyhow, I'm going to let you guys be here for a little bit of this. Oh, I forgot. You're at Freaking Jeep. Welcome to Freaking Jeep, and my name is John. Why don't you guys remind me of that every time? You know I'm senile and forget that stuff. Anyhow, I already fed the birds, put new suet out, put peanuts out for the woodpeckers, put regular bird food out for the normal birds. What else did I do? I put suet out. Did I say that? I don't know. Fed them. I fed the cat, fed myself, and it's cold out here. I haven't checked the mouse traps. Haven't checked them in a few days. I might go back here. It is so muddy here. It's about 38 degrees. That wind that you heard in yesterday's video, well, that brought in today's cold, I guess. And I'm not going to keep you through this whole dilemma, but I'm going to get started. Now, I had a gentleman yesterday, come out and talk to me about solar. Very nice guy. I'm kind of interested in solar again. And lo and behold, it's like everything else, it's changing. And what I wanted the last time they were, I put an interest in solar, they did not offer what I wanted. Now there's a new company out, or not a new company. This gentleman worked for a few companies, and he's got a real nice. What I want was a battery backup, and so I didn't have to have so many panels because solar only produces the panels only produce about 25% of your needs. I don't know if you follow that. They don't make any electricity at night. So at night, if you don't have battery backup, you got to take off the grid. You got to power off the grid. Well, I don't want to do that. I mean, you can do that, but to do that and get a zero cost at the end of the whatever, you have to have about 75% more panels, or double what you normally need. And so now you don't have to do that anymore. They got a system which you put the batteries in there. This battery has technology that you charge them up. You charge the batteries up and your house runs off the batteries, and when it gets down to a certain point, it'll switch over to the grid or do it. They do all sorts of things that, you know, are what I wanted. So I'm kind of looking into them more, and but I'm kind of interested in the where do you break even point at them also. In other words, I ain't no young chicken, so I got one stuck here. I ain't no young chicken, so if they're supposed to last, well, now I think the warranty's like 25 or 30 years. I don't know. They're getting up there. They're getting more and more competitive because they got to. There's you remember about 20 years ago, everybody in the world was selling you timeshares. Well, that's how solar is now. Everybody in the world is, every Tom, Dick, and Harry selling solar. Well, of course they're selling solar. The government's paying for it. They're making big buck money. And you know, when the solar came out, I don't know, I think I looked at the first one. It's been, I don't know, quite a few years ago now. It was over $100,000. Well, it's considerably less now, and you get more of what you want out of it. So that's the reason that I wouldn't get it, because in another 10 years or another 5 years, or it's only been 2 years since I talked to him the last time, not this guy, but talked to him, it's already gotten a whole lot better. So it might get a whole lot better again, and I might be happier with something down the line. So I got to see where the break-even point is. Now it is 100% transferable warranty. And I think the warranty was, I don't know, like 25 years for a certain percentage output. I don't remember. I didn't even look into it that much, to be honest with you, that part of it. Just looking at to see if I could get what I wanted. So it's transferable, 100% transferable warranty. But once again, all the people out there that left me comments the last time I did it, the horror stores were always on the warranty. You could never get them in a warranty. So that's kind of a concern. You know, how do you get a warranty? Now, the nice thing about this gentleman, okay, I won't say his name unless he says it's all right to say his name. He's coming back today with some figures. He had to go home and just, I guess, check different things out. Now I lost my train of thought on that one. Boy, it's tough getting old. You lose your train goes off track a lot. I gotta start stacking some here in the front. Anyhow, so I'm looking into solar, and you know, how do you get something more? Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I had a question about the batteries. It's not the Tesla Powerwall, which I wanted for to begin with, and they still don't offer what I want. Okay, so I had a question. Okay, and the question was that nobody could answer in the back, and nobody in the past could even know what I was talking about. If you have a Powerwall battery or a battery that's backup, okay, how many cells do you need? These are 400 watt cells. How many cells do you need to charge that battery in a 6-hour period? That's just a question in my mind. It's not a question anywhere else. And the reason that question was, I figure the next day you'll have 6 hours of good daylight, possibly. Okay, but if you did have six days of good light, or 6 hours of good light, and that's, you know, the best, like today, there's not a cloud in the sky, the sun's out, you probably have 6 hours of good charging time. And so they told me it would take, I forget now what the number was, how many cells it would take, because I need 2 batteries for this size house, and because of, I got a lot of 5 horsepower electric motors that kick in, and the I don't know what they call the startup crank or something like that. Anyhow, still looking into it. That gentleman's going to come back today, hopefully. Oh my goodness. Another thing I liked about this guy. Okay, anyhow, so we're talking about the batteries, and he says, I don't know the answer to that question. I've never been asked that before. He says, we'll call the battery company. So he puts his cell phone down on the thing. He dials the cell phone number. They pick it up, and within a minute, I'm talking to an engineer, and the engineer goes, I've never been asked that question before. And he gets a couple other engineers down. They sit there, and within a minute, I had an answer. So I thought that was pretty daggone good. He says if you called Tesla, okay, he says it'd take an act of God to talk to anybody. It'd be a couple hours. So I thought that I like that fact. Another fact is, I had one company. They said, well, we want to give you a, because once you punch into that, you get everybody in the world. It's like timeshares of 100 years ago. This one company wanted me to drive 3 hours to get my estimate. And I go, no, I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't do Facebook or whatever, FaceTime, or on a computer where you do that, you see your face on the computer. I don't do any of that stuff. You know, and then other ones were really, well, what's the phone number we can text you? I said, the phone number is the phone number on the wall. It's a wire. You can't send a text on that wire, but now you probably got technology that you can. I don't know. You know, I'm not real up to date on things here. But this guy here lives local. He comes down, and he was like talking to a friend that you've had for your whole life. I mean, it's just, you know, now I realize that he's a salesman, and that's what he's got to do. But I couldn't believe it. Now I had one company today. Now mind you, this is a funny thing. They're advertising in Maryland now, you can get free solar, no cost to you, free solar. And that's the latest thing. It used to be low cost, this or that, but now it's free. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry is, anybody that's got a car and can stack solar panels on their roof, they're selling solar. So anyhow, this one company calls me up today and says, ask me all these questions, because you watch the thing, you put in your information, then everybody in the world starts calling you. I guess they're selling that to distributors. That's what I see. Anyhow, this one guy calls me and he starts asking me, you know, what's your address, boo, 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 how much light do you have? I said, no, my house is in the woods. I need a ground mount. And it went on and went on and went on. He says, I need to know your credit score. I said, what do you need my credit score? The thing on the computer said it's free. If it's free, you don't need to know anything about my money. You're just going to come out and put it in. So come out and put it in. Oh, that didn't go over too well. You won't give me your credit score? I said, no, you don't need to know that. It's free, remember? Click. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anyhow, I'm going to, that's enough jabber on this. I'm going to turn this off and finish stacking this up and bring you back in a minute or two, because you guys are probably freezing cold. Well, look at this. It's a winter wonderland. I had to put this away or move it up, so I went out and got the mail. Just kind of an update of what's going on. It's snowing pretty good. It's supposed to change the rain. Maybe that may make a mistake and I'll get 2 feet of snow. I'm still waiting for 2 feet of snow, so that's just kind of a little update. Might be the last one, don't know. Welcome back, bye. Kind of an update. It's still snowing, but I got that tucked away in there after going and getting the mail. But I don't know if you guys ever seen this slider here that I got. So my baby don't get snow on it. Don't think you guys ever seen me push that slider before, and new stuff is more interesting than old stuff. Oh, I left a crack there. Oh well. I was going to show you something else that I thought was kind of neat. I already loaded up the boiler with wood, so I don't need to get any. But here's my, you know, I got this big thing on there to keep the snow off of there. But when I go, like, I might get a piece of wood here, grab a piece of wood. Now what I do is I just put my arm against that, and that pushes that out. Grab a piece of wood. Normally I'd grab more, and here I am. And then when I want to go back, I just push it like this, and I got access to all this wood out without getting snowed on or rained on or any of that kind of nonsense. Just thought it's something that you hadn't really seen before. This might be the last one. Don't know. You know me. I keep making last ones. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Probably put this on another video, but this is just another thing I do, just kind of playing around. So I don't have to reach so far. That seems like a long reach. But a lot of times I'll do this. Different wood boxes are different ways. Even when they get lower. So I'm not against pickaroons all the time. I know you've heard me talk about pickaroons. If you're just using it to move something closer to you, not pick up, I think pickaroons would be fine. That has the wood closer. Hang the little pole up. Gets the wood closer. So I'm only that far from the door. So I don't really have to, I usually take one step. But it's a lot easier than taking wood in the house to a fireplace in the house, even though I have two of them. There you got to load it into a wagon, then cart it in, then cart it into the thing, and it's just, you transfer it more times than you should. So I burn a lot more wood out here in this wood beast, but it's probably less work. I don't know. You figure it out. We'll see you. Bye. Well, here's my last, welcome back. Here's my last goal before the heavy rain comes in. The snow you can deal with a little bit, but you're starting to get it down here. See, can you see the wet? These need to be drilled. These are the ones that I cut off the other day in the video. Probably won't drill them today because I don't do much in this kind of crappy weather. I'll just set them down here. I have two other sets. I have a lot to drill. I might do that today. Drilling isn't too bad. These go in the Bobcat. These go in the drawer, but right now I'm still using that stuff, so I'll set them right there. And I will take and blow that, hold on to your ears. So when I get ready to work again, which might be a ways off, it won't be all dirty. Oh, there's another little piece of slag. Anyhow, that does it for my list of stuff that I wanted to do. Well, I wanted to do more today, but the weather is inclement. So, and this is the only place I really have to work here or in the greenhouse. I like these tables because they don't move around when you start messing with them. So, anyhow, thanks for stopping in again or staying with me. Bye-bye.